Okay, it is experimentation time. I am about to put candy corn into resin, and candy corn is pure sugar. So my question is, when the resin heats up, is this candy corn gonna melt? And I needed to hurry up and do this video because this candy corn was sitting on my desk and I had already opened it, and before I ate it all, we needed to get to pouring. So here I am, another video. Let's see what happens here. Now here I'm just waiting for my resin to thicken a little bit. I was looking to get it close to 100. I think I got a little bit impatient. It made it to like 94, 95 degrees. I wanted it a little bit warm so that my candy corn would not float. This resin is like crystal clear. I did spray some alcohol off camera into the mold to try to reduce any kind of bubbles forming. And I mixed up 4 ounces. I put 2 ounces in each coaster. These coasters hold, I believe, 5 ounces each. And I was starting out with 2 ounces. I wanted just enough to cover the candy corn when I put it in. I wasn't trying to fill the coasters up completely because I wanted some negative space for the next 2 layers to come through and be visible. And I did notice, there I am trying to make sure everything is under resin and candy corn being the, the substance that it's made out of, the sugar and everything, and candy. It was producing a hell of a lot of bubbles, and you'll see me fighting the bubbles here also after I finally get everything into place. You see this? I don't know if you can see this on camera. Some of the candy corn is breaking apart. There's a lot of cracks. This might be a total fail, but I'm gonna let this continue on, and we got more bubbles. This candy corn is producing a lot of bubbles. I know when I do the next layer, those bubbles will fill in, but You know, I need to get out the door, but I feel like I am babysitting this. I am in a way. Trying to do bubble control. There's definitely bubbles popping up out of this. Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit tacky too. So trying to pop bubbles is going to be coming to an end, my window for popping these. Come on, pop. I can't stay here and keep an eye on this the whole afternoon though. There's going to be a lot of bubbles. But we'll see how this goes. See if this is a total fail or not. I'm going to put my cover back on it. Let it sit on the heat mat. Now it's time for the second layer. I put just a hint of crushed crystal in that clear resin, and I'm putting that over top. I only did 1 ounce per coaster because I did not want that to be a thick layer, just a little bit of a barrier. I was after the effect, not necessarily to add more bulk. The third layer will be the backing, but this layer was just to add a little bit of shimmer. After a couple more hours on the heat mat, it was time for the final layer. I used Rolio Purple Heart, and then I got a set of little mini bottles of crushed crystals of different colors, and one of them was a purple, and that was in the second layer. This layer I put just a tiny bit of Aurora powder. Not a lot. I just wanted that slight, subtle, hey, wait a minute, what was that, when somebody looks at it at different angles with the light. That's the effect I was going for. And I was trying my hardest to make sure that I domed these pieces. And again, don't use alcohol. I remember this time. No lava flow, right? And I actually did a pretty damn good job. It just took a while. And then towards the end, you'll see me, I'm like with my little stick and trying to dribble in drops because I was being careful not to overflow it, but I wanted it domed because I didn't want to have to trim these pieces. And I do end up with some extra resin. Oh, there I am with the dripping in to try to make sure they are domed but not overflowing. But I do grab another mold. It was a Temu mold. These Temu molds, one of my Temu molds were of my flower set tore, but it's still usable. But I got a rose mold out that I will be pouring here in a moment. Well, I ended up misjudging here. I didn't have quite enough resin to fill it up. And I took it off camera to kind of swirl it around to get it in all the crevices of the petals of this rose. Then when I bring it back, I put the rest of the resin in, And I get my curved spatula out eventually. There I am trying to like make sure it's in those crevices and go around there, make sure there's no bubbles. I get my curved spatula out here eventually, and I scrape, and I scrape, and I scrape. I was going to make sure I got every last bit of resin out of that cup. And by the way, those silicone stir sticks, I love them. I forgot that I had them. And when I was organizing my craft room, I found them. There I am with one of my curved spatulas. Those things are great. And let me tell you, I took every last tiny bit, a drop of resin out of that cup. I couldn't get another drop out in the end because I wanted to try to get that as full as I can. I was hoping I'd be lucky enough to actually get the mold filled up with scrapings. Nope, not such luck. But it was good enough. I still was able to work with it. I ended up with a lot of trimming. And you'll see that in the upcoming clips on demold. Are we ready to demold these things? Let's take the cover off. Let's see what we got. I'm going to start with this rose. I already know I'm going to have trimming. Let's hope this mold doesn't rip like the last one did. These were Temu molds. Need I say more? Okay. This is the rose. They are matte. A lot of trimming and filing down here. This would be cute. I might take a silver pen and tip all those like petals. Now, this is what we've been waiting on. Let's put the mold aside. Okay, here we are. Let's zoom you in a little bit. There we go. Look at this color. Can you see? And you know what? Okay, there's one little, no, that's not a bubble. That's a piece of silicone. Does need filed on the edge a little bit. There's no trim work. Just want to get the sharp edge off, definitely. But I love how that purple, and it shifts. I don't know if the camera's picking this up. So I put that Aurora powder in this. Let's see. Oh my God. You can see all the crushed crystal. And you can see a little bit of the color shifting in here from the Aurora powder. There's not a lot of it in there. And there we are from the side. You can see a couple bubbles in there, but I'm okay with that. Some of the candy corn did crack, some of it did not. Okay, and this is the other one. When you tilt it certain ways, you could see, like along here, that's that Aurora powder. Okay, here's this one. Again, we do have cracked corn, but I still think it's pretty cool. You can see that clear layer underneath, that 3D effect. And a little bit of sparkle in that layer below the candy corn. It's in between that and the purple. Almost perfect pour. Just need to get sand these rough edges a little bit so nobody cuts himself. No trimming needs to be done on these. So I am very happy. And stay tuned for final pictures and see what I do with this thing.
Oh, here we go again. Jen the crazy crafter's got another plan. Got the gloves on, resin mix clear. Halloween season is finally here. Candy corn waiting in orange and white. Let's drop them in and see if this works tonight. Will they crack? Will the colors run? Only one way to find out. Let's have some fun. Pour it slow, watch those bubbles rise. Every experiment's a little surprise. Candy corn and resin, what could go wrong? Jen the crazy crafter's at it again, making Halloween treats that last all year long. Purple swirl spinning underneath them. Whoa! Pour it, cure it, let it shine. A little Halloween by design. Candy corn and resin, here we go. Let's make some coasters and steal the show. Clear first layer, candy goes in. Heat map working, let the curing begin. A little crushed crystal catching the light. Tiny purple sparkles making everything bright. Another clear layer, then purple below. Aurora shimmer putting on a show. 3 layers deep and we're almost done. Now leave them overnight. Don't touch that one. Orange and yellow, purple underneath. Wait until tomorrow for the big reveal. Candy corn and resin, what could go wrong? Jen the crazy crafter's at it again, making Halloween treats that last all year long. Purple swirl spinning underneath them. Whoa! Pour it, cure it, let it shine. A little Halloween by design. Candy corn and resin, here we go. Let's make some coasters and steal the show. Some of them cracked, but the color stayed bright. No cloudy resin, yeah, we did it right. No melting mess, no orange bleeding through, and that purple shimmer. Oh, look at that view.
Okay, these took very little sanding. Very little. You can't even see the sand marks. It's one thing I like about these nail cube things. They're not very rough. And, you know, I didn't even need to get a resin restore. I do have the resin restore from Michelle at Glitz and Glitter. But there's no sharp edges. These were like perfectly domed, perfect pour. Needed very little. And with the rose, I just took some silver paint and highlighted it. This will go on top of a jar or tray or something like that as an accent or as an embellishment. And I have round cork. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, there they are. There's my corks. Bag is a little bit dusty. But I'm not putting these on the corks. Okay? What I am going to do, or not putting these on the corks, putting these on the backs. Because what I want to do is, I am going to include these in with these coasters. You know, they are the perfect size. They might need a little bit of trimming around if somebody has a pair of scissors. But I don't want to cover up that gorgeous purple. So whoever gets this set, whether it sells on my Etsy shop or I'm going to be selling locally at a couple venues, I'm going to include the option for these that if somebody wants the cork on, they can put it on, or use this as a completely reversible coasters. And these are so thick. These are literally, when I put it on my mat here, 3/4 of an inch thick. These are hefty coasters, let me tell you. They're not moving anywhere. And everything's smooth on the bottom, so I don't think it's going to scratch furniture anyhow. But I will include cork with whoever gets this coaster set. Okay, that is it for now. And I will get some pictures. And I will see you in the next one.
At my craft table, clear cups in a row, gold flakes in the light, slow river glow. Door hinge groans open, wind claws at the pane. I keep pouring steady while the house says my name. Full moon on the ceiling,